What's going on, fellow millionaires in the making? This is your boy Mike from Money Moves with Mike. Thank you for tuning in. You ever realize how people will spend $300 a month on a policy they barely understand, but won't put 50 into something that could make them rich? Yeah, wow, right? I know it wouldn't be me. Today we're talking about a phrase that changed my entire mind: buy term, invest the difference. This isn't just a financial concept; it's a freedom formula. Because people who understand this principle, they retire free. Everyone else, they just retire frustrated, if they even get to retire. I see so many older people working in Walmart just because they had to come out of retirement. So you got to lock in, right? Grab your notepad, maybe your calculator, and that's so lock in, grab your notepad, maybe your calculator, and let's unlearn a little financial nonsense together. You can borrow against it. It builds cash value. Sounds impressive, right? You sign it, you walk out thinking, cool, I'm being responsible. I'm protecting my family. Fast forward a few years, you check the numbers and you realize your investment grew slower than a turtle in a snowstorm. Welcome to the whole life insurance, the financial equivalent of a treadmill that's unplugged. You ever try running on one of those? I have. It's you go nowhere. I promise you. You pay every month, but you're not going anywhere. Right now, term life insurance, that's a different beast entirely. Right? Pure protection, no fluff, no slow drip cash value that you can't even touch without penalty. It's just coverage, clean and simple. And because it's cheaper, now you have extra cash flow. So that's where the investing the difference comes from. Makes sense, right? That's your ticket to freedom. That's your ticket to freedom. So let's make this real, right? Say you got a whole life policy for, I don't know, $200 a month. Maybe you're getting $250,000 in coverage, right? For $200 a month, that's a lot. But if you switch to term, that same coverage might cost you only $50. So at least you have $150 left every month, right? Now, take that 150, throw that in a mutual fund earning around 10% annually. And in 10 years, now you're sitting at 100 grand. That's another video. I'm gonna show you how to do that, but that's another video. If you guys are tuned in, look at my TikTok, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that's the difference between being insured and being empowered. When I say like insured versus being empowered, right? Because when your term ends, you've built enough wealth that you don't need insurance anymore. You've become your own safety net. That's the goal. Other places aren't going to tell you that. Nobody else is going to tell you that. This is literally the secret that the rich don't want you to know. See, the whole buy term invest a different mindset isn't just about saving money. It's about taking back control. Because that's what we all lack. We all need control, right? Whole life keeps your cash on lockdown. Fees, penalties, bureaucracy. Your money's working, but not for you, but the people that's holding your money hostage. When you buy term, you pay less for protection, and that leftover cash starts moving. And when money moves, it grows. You see what I did there? Money in motion builds momentum. Momentum builds freedom. And freedom is the whole point of the game. Let me tell you a true story, right? I once met a man, veteran, family guy, hard worker. He had been paying into a whole life policy for like 6, 8, 10 years, something like that, 12 years, I think. I asked him, "Hey, how much have you built up so far?" He said, "What did he say?" I think he said about $6,000. $6,000, I think he said. I'm saying here like $6,000 in 12 years. What are you talking about, right? So I asked him. I said, "Hey, let me see your stuff, bro." So got his stuff. He was like, I told him, I said, "What did the guy tell you to save, like to do this?" He was like, the guy told him it's gonna be an investment. I looked at him, I said, "Brother, this is not an investment. This is a hostage situation." A hostage situation, right? So I looked over his stuff. We switched him over to term, saved him about $180 a month. Started investing that instead. And this was a couple years ago. We looked at it. We looked at it after about 3 years, I want to say, and he had $8,000 sitting in his portfolio. Let that think about that. He had 8,000 in 3 years, right? What took him 12 years before, he doubled in three just by changing the vehicle. Think about that. That's powerful. That's what understanding money movement does. You got to understand how the money moves, and that's what my job is to teach you. So let's talk about you. You want to thrive? You got to stop playing broke games with broke people with no money. Like you got to stop playing. Like it ain't no game. If the average person buys the illusion of safety, like you, you buy strategy. You know what I'm saying? You buy control. You buy peace of mind. You buy time with your family, freedom in your schedule, and power over your future. Right? That's the kind of purchase that never depreciates. So, here's your challenge for Thriving Thursday. Take a real look at your finances. Ask yourself, where's my money actually going? Is it working for me or is it working against me? Or is it sitting behind some corporate curtain collecting dust? If you got a whole life payment, get educated, come and talk to a pro, talk to a licensed financial pro, shift that plan. If you already got term, that's great. Invest the difference. Find a mutual fund. Come talk to me. We'll get you right. Or, I know somebody you could talk to, or whatever the case may be. If you already got term, good. Now invest the difference. Even if it's 100 a month, even if it's 50, even if it's 25. Because 10 years from now, you'll say one or two things. I wish I started, or I'm glad I did. And you already know which side I want you on. So remember, the goal isn't to have life insurance forever. The goal is not to need life insurance because your money, your assets, and your mindset built a life that doesn't depend on a payout. You became the provider, the protector, the policy. And that's real freedom. I'm Money Moves with Mike. Wrong, I'm not. I'm Mike with Money Moves with Mike, and this has been your Thriving Thursday. Don't just survive, thrive. Like, comment, subscribe. If this is on TikTok, go ahead, shoot me a follow. Drop down a comment below. And yeah, you guys have a great one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, it's Mike with Money Moves with Mike. Money Moves Empire. I'm out. Thanks again.